know you've got a lot of experience with helping people do this. What's some of your ideas on this?
Thank you, Sheila. Last time we were talking about receiving the energy, about grounding, about allowing the energy to flow into you without any conditions. Conditions like doubt, emotional stress, things like this they interfere with energetic work. You have to be really open to receiving this and being able to allow it to be directed into the body as it's being directed. And in nurturing this, the same thing applies. For example, I offer these meditation sessions on Mondays, twice actually, in the morning and evenings. And the intention is to help people stay focused for more than 5 to 6 minutes, like maybe an hour. So there is energy. The same energy is being used in energetic healing that I use in my meditation. So one can join these meditations and, sit quietly, focus, and then you can use the visualization techniques that work with you in your body, because you will be receiving the energy once you focus onto the meditation and connect. This is a really, really good way to help maintain what you have achieved. The other thing is that if you're receiving energy work that your body is being given commands, well, you have to be able to hold these relationships until they take effect. For example, working on people with whiplash injuries, which is in the lower lumbar. The vertebrae are displaced. I can command the ligaments. I can even move the vertebra back into place. Now, the important thing is for the person to hold that until it takes form. No one really knows how long that's going to take. It depends on the person, their system, the amount of health. So, if you're feeling really good, it doesn't really mean that you're fixed. For example, you don't get an energy treatment in the morning and go shopping in the evening and carry, 40 to 50 pounds of grocery bags up 3 flights of stairs, because it's going to pull your back out again. Oh, my back is out again. Oh, well, so being conscious and being able to hold things. This is kind of what we were discussing when we were talking about thought management. Right. Bringing your thoughts to focus on, in real time what's really going on, what your intentions are, and what the focus is. These are very helpful things. There are other modalities which help support the energetic work. For example, periodically you may need a chiropractic adjustment or an energy treatment, like with massage therapy or acupuncture, acupressure, herbal supplements, things of this nature. There are many things one can do. The healthier you are, the greater response your body will be able to show you with the energetic work. When you're older and you're lethargic and you're not extremely healthy, let's say you're around 50% in a 0 to 10 range. Well, things don't act as swiftly as they should. And, you know, your body maybe doesn't receive all the potency it could receive. So there are always conditions which play upon us in terms of the energetic healing. In one of the sessions, I had mentioned Epsom salt baths. Now, this is an extremely inexpensive and really good way to help get you relaxed, especially before you go to bed. It's important, you know, that, you know, especially when you're lying down to go to bed, you feel like you're ready to sleep, you're very relaxed. And the Epsom salt baths will do this. As much, you know, a bag of Epsom salt, if it comes in the half-gallon containers like it used to, half of one of those in a tub with enough water that you can get in and at least cover the spot that's necessary. You want to stay in for 45 minutes. You may have to top off the water with hot water. And you may want to get a pillow and put it in a plastic bag so it doesn't get wet, and have something to rest your head on while you're waiting. You know, soft music, a scented candle, whatever you need. But you want 45 minutes because the endorphins kick in at about 45 minutes. And that is a reaction with the body that produces chemicals in the brain which simulate drugs, and they relax the nervous system. They're very healthy, they're very real, and they're non-addictive. But it takes 45 minutes. This is the thing. Right. It's kind of like receiving massage treatments. If you're receiving an hour treatment, after 45 minutes, the endorphins kick in, and the last 10 or 15 minutes feel really good. Well, if you have a lot of things going on, you may want to set up an hour and a half treatment. That way, half of the treatment it takes you to get there, and then you have a whole nother 45 minutes where you can relax into the, you know, the deeper tissue manipulation, you know, and of course, goes without saying, you always want to connect with someone that knows what they're doing, because this is important. For example, when I first started therapy, I used to work directly where people had pain. Well, I soon learned that I couldn't work on the lower back because it was inflamed. If I worked there, it got worse. I had to learn to go to the ankles, which were the release points for the legs, and allow the energy which was trapped in the lower back now to flow through the feet. Because that's what energy does. It's coming in us, it's radiating, and it's going out. It's going out the top, it's going out of the hands, and it's going through your legs. When it crosses the hips, the right side of the body will transfer into the left, and the left side of the body will transfer into the right. And it's important with old injuries to be conscious that, for example, if you twisted your ankle, or you sprained your ankle, or you broke your ankle, or you pulled ligaments or tendons in the ankle years ago, you see, the other leg is going to be compensating for that ankle. And then the other leg, after a while, may develop holding patterns which block the energy. And all of a sudden, you start noticing you're getting lower back. Then it goes into your lumbar, or it goes into your gut as irritable bowel syndrome. I mean, a lot of these things have to do with energy flowing correctly through your body and your ability to relax. For example, if you can sit in a chair and bring your attention to focusing your sacrum, which is the bottom part of your vertebra, which is in between the hip bones. And if you can get there and feel comfortable, that's called neutral. And then the energy is able to flow through you and you're able to relax. If you're not able to do that, well, then you need to find a way to be able to get there. Again, energy sessions get you very relaxed and you begin to establish a feeling, a sense of what it feels like at neutral. And then you can begin to, shift things around when you're doing your own practicing to be able to bring yourself to that level. And one of the things is just sitting and begin settling. And imagine you settling in the spine all the way down into your sacrum. You're focusing the energy to relax down there. You see, and this is also very important in helping to sustain something. And of course, the obvious thing is to periodically get sessions, every week if necessary, every other week, once a month. This will help you maintain this neutral balance that you're able to sit in and achieve, and your body will begin to work with a greater response that you are beginning to feel it in your body. What is also interesting about the energetic work, unlike the hands-on work, is that I used to try to work on myself with my hands. Extremely dangerous, really dangerous. Especially I've worked in my head once and went into a tailspin for about 3 to 4 days.
Wow.
Very dangerous, but energetically, none of that takes place. Energetically, it works really well so that you can go specifically in your body to specific areas and specific things and focus. And just imagine it relaxing. And then when you've had enough, you'll get an indication. I can't tell you what that will be, but your body will. It's the same way when you're receiving the energetic work. Periodically, your mind will be having thoughts. And not all of these thoughts are to be observed and released. Some of these thoughts are about maybe why this is happening to you, and maybe what you can do about it to shift or adjust to accommodate a greater sense in your body. These are all important things, and things that personally took me years to learn. I mean, and you don't find this information in books necessarily. Some people may make scant references to the information, but most of the information is about the work, what you can expect, what you can receive, and how much you're going to pay for it. But, there isn't a lot of information about receiving it. I mean, how to sit in your mind to receive it. Again, if you have a lot of, questions and doubts or you're not really sure, you're not going to get the greatest benefit from this work. I mean, that's not a criticism or judgment. That's just an honest observation about the work. You need to allow the whole cycle of the work, the potency, the energetic frequencies coming in, the shifting. Once you feel things shift and once you begin to relax, then you'll notice that other areas of your body are beginning to respond. You can feel tingling in other areas and relaxing in other areas where you originally were not focused. Because that's what happens in the system of the body. There is an intelligence. And once you begin to relax, the body can go where it needs to go. Even though your mind is somewhere else. I mean, the body is very good about circumventing the mind. For example, the body's constantly sending us messages. If you're a person that's not going to listen to what your body says, and you keep pushing, and your body is saying, hey, it's time to take a break, it's time to back up. You can't work at this 60 hours a week. The first thing the body does is it sends pain signals when your body needs to get your attention. And of course, yes, you can ignore those pain signals. You can sit and keep at your computer typing and typing, even though your back is aching and your shoulders are aching and your arms are beginning to burn before your hands. And then if you don't respond to that, well, then the body does the default maneuver. And the default maneuver will definitely get your attention. What it does is a week or two later, you wake up one morning and you can't move. And whatever joint you try to move, there's burning, pain, and sensation. Now the body has your attention. And it's not the body's fault. The body is just trying to maintain itself. And if it's not getting cooperation, and of course, the condition I just mentioned is called fibromyalgia. Carpal tunnel is very similar, but it's in the hands. And there are, it increases. The more acidic food you eat and the more acid and the lower pH your body becomes, the more prone, susceptible to cancer, especially if you have weak cellular structure in your body, because cancer cells attack weak cells in the body. Cells that are anaerobic, with not much oxygen and a low energy, because this is exactly what the cancer needs to survive. It doesn't need oxygen and it doesn't need energy moving through the cells. There are energetic protocols to strengthen the oxygen cells and the energetic also through the production of hormones into the nervous system, which are designed just to do that. For example, the phrenic nerve in the brainstem going into the body supplies the adequate oxygen that the cells need to remain healthy and maintain balance and stability. And then the pituitary gland in the brain and the hypothalamus secrete these energetic hormones which translate into energy in the end of the nervous system, and they're going directly into the cellular parts. This can be directed into specific areas, or this can be directed in general in your body to support this maintenance system that the body has. So, in terms of getting the most out of your session and maintaining the session and maybe shifting some things in your lifestyle. You know, you want to be able to maintain your lifestyle. So you have to maybe shift how you do some things. And some things you may actually have to change altogether in the what department. You know, it's really interesting. No matter how old we are, you know, we can still have a 35-year-old mind. So that we're thinking like we're 35 years old and reacting like we're 35 years old, but we're actually 65, 60, 70, 75, or even 80 years old. You know, and what happens is, you know, to be able to bring the actual age that you are into your mind is to bring an understanding to your consciousness that, well, I can't eat like I used to. I can't do the things that I used to. I don't respond as quickly like I used to. Well, I've always been able to do that. Well, maybe that was true, but obviously it's not true now. So it's interesting how we are honest with ourselves and what we are honest with ourselves about and what we are not. We're very clever that way. And of course, if you're going to circumvent your system by cleverness, well, you know, you may have some negative results there. The body doesn't work with cleverness. And to tell you the truth, neither do other people. But you'll have to figure that out for yourself. So, being able to be conscious in the present, in the here and the now, is of utmost importance. Because being present, then when you're picking up thoughts and messages that your body is trying to show you, you will go, oh, right, that's what that is. Oh, that's what it's showing. Oh, and that's what that means. Oh, and I mean, this is a human response. It's not like some people do this and other people don't. We all do, because we're all human and we're all learning. You know, when you get too old to learn anything, well, then your thoughts become too rigid. Everything becomes circumscribed. You do the same thing all the time, the same way, and then rigidity begins to set up shop in your body, and you become less fluid. And of course, you instantly become more fluid in your mind and your thoughts, and that will transfer into the body, so that the body begins to become more fluid again, like it did when it was younger. Because when you're younger, the fluids are moving freely in your body, and you haven't reached the point yet where you've locked yourself into these patterns of being, that everything else has to follow that. Your family, your workers in the workplace, your body, everything else, you know. And it's not to say that, you know, this is right or wrong. The thing is to understand that sometimes you need to shift things to get to a greater thing. Like, for example, some people hold on to things so tight that when something new is trying to present itself, well, they can't grasp it because their hands are full, or all of their blanks are filled. Now that is an important. You always want to keep one blank empty because you may need it. You know, if all of the variables and everything and all of your blanks are filled in, then you have no more options. And you choose. So you have to let some stuff go. You know, you don't want to have a stroke that paralyzes you in parts of your body for you to be able to start to become conscious of why you had that stroke, and then try to get back to maybe where you were and only get 20% of the way, and that's it. That's a sad state of affairs, but it's a state that we don't realize that we're bringing ourselves into by how we're doing and what we're doing. So again, there is enough information out there, self-help books, and all kinds of information that people have discovered ways to keep the vitality and the fluidity of your life going. Again, healthy thoughts, good habits, and loving relationships, healthy diet, correct amount of exercise. If you're too old to play basketball or tennis, or ride a horse, maybe you can walk. Be with a friend, walking, talking, walking, you process. Your body is able to process because you're relaxed, you feel good. So these are important things. I'm not sure if I've left anything out. Any questions?
Well, you covered all the things that I do to nurture my sessions afterwards, and I'm firsthand experience right here with many energy sessions with him, and that's why I've enjoyed doing this show so much, because I really wanted to support what Henry does and what he's offering, and we're going to have all the information, contact information at the end of this show. You can call in for that meditation. There's an opportunity. He's giving us 1-hour sessions where you can tap in there and breathe in that energy. All you have to do is sit there and breathe that energy. And I'm lucky enough to where I get visualizations very clearly, and those really, really help me, because that's how I get to then continue nurturing my sessions, because I can go back to that visualization that I received during the session. And that is priceless, because I can use that forever. And I also have to say, as far as the thought management goes, I have adverse effects to pharmaceuticals. I had to find alternative ways to heal. So when I needed assistance, I was able to call Henry when I was out traveling about, and for me, that is the answer to healing. And I was so grateful to be able to sit there and get my tools and relax and be open and prepared, and know that I was going to be assisted with his treatment. So I really urge you to, he's given so much good information here to get your mind straight, to understand this is not such a mystery. It really is. it's a real thing, and energy is everywhere, and you are energy, and I hope you can get through these this series of shows and think about asking for assistance in an energy way, and take advantage of those phone calls, and I think you know the whole idea of establishing this relationship with yourself, nothing can go wrong by that, only good. So you've got these videos to go over. You're going to have a phone number. You're going to have contact information. I urge you to consider this way of being. Thank you for joining us, Henry. Thank you for all this great information.
Well, thank you, Sheila. And to add at the end here, I've tried to present information in a way that it is interesting to listen to, and also in a way in which it can be personalized to fit each person's need. Some of the videos may be a little long. It's really good to listen to all of them because they all have really good information, different information. And for a person seeking information to better themselves, there's no better, well, this is one of the really good ways that it can assist in your greater understanding of yourself and what needs to be done. And thank you so much, Sheila, for supporting this work with these programs.